Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's Asia Monet and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, we do all things mental health, wellness, and fitness right here on this channel. So if that sounds like a good time, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell. Alright? The reason why we're here today is a little bit deeper. Mention we do everything mental health, wellness, and fitness here. But we're revamping the page because I haven't been as consistent with posting on YouTube for many reasons we're going to get into during this video. And I want to just change the vibe around here. I want to be more authentically me, okay? So this video is all about that transformation and how I got to where I am today. My mental health, wellness, and fitness journey. I wanted to open it up to you guys and be extremely vulnerable. I am super nervous to do this video. I will not lie to you, but it's been heavily on my heart and I feel like God is really applying pressure for me to speak about my my journey, okay? So let's get right into this video, all right? So again, I am Asia Monet and I am just so thankful and honored to have you here in this healthy, safe space to where I can tell you more about me, okay? So if you know me, if you see me in real life, if you ever trained with me, whatever the case may be, you're a close friend, you know that I like to keep things on the positive, up and up. I really try to do my best to stay on the positive side and just, keep that energy flowing to me because I want all good things to come to me. But it always wasn't like that. I will be extremely honest, okay? So, giving you a little back content here. When I was a child, I went through a lot of different traumatic things. I dealt with death at a very young age, and I mean, it came back to back like clockwork. Almost every year I was experiencing a death, literally probably up until 2017. It's been like that. Family members dying away from, chronic illnesses, diabetes, heart attack, just all the things you can think of. That's what my family was very prone to. So dealing with death at a young age, I think that traumatic experience was my initial go-to. That's where I kind of fell in love with food. I was eating whatever. Mentioned I have really good genetics. I'm not going to downplay that. And I've always had an athletic build. I've always been able to do athletic things, right? But my eating habits were terrible. I loved juice way too much. I was overeating. I'm talking about one time I saw on the Fairly Odd Parents, Timmy had like, this is really funny. This literally just came to my head. Timmy had made like a double quadruple peanut butter jelly stack sandwich, and guess what I did? I made a quadruple stacked peanut butter and jelly sandwich because it just looked so good. And those are the type of eating habits that I had as a child, right? And let's be real, being in the Black community, going through things like depression, anxiety, or binge eating, overeating, whatever the case may be, those things aren't talked about. All right, people mask a lot of those things, right? Whether that be with money, an abundance of love, we don't talk about a lot of those things, right? We are considered outcasts if we're thinking about those things. So as a child, I put a lot of emphasis on things were like my fault, right? I didn't know how to express my emotion or my anger or just anything. So I was super reactive, and I really just didn't know why. I was upset, I was happy, I was sad, I was all these different things that I couldn't put into words. So again, food was my go-to. Food was the way I did it. I ate it up, had a good time, I felt good, it was good, and it was over, right? So those were really where the eating habits came in. Now, as far as the depression and anxiety and just dealing with the imposter syndrome, ever since I was a child, I always felt like I needed to be somebody else. In this body, in this skin, I was never going to be good enough. I was never going to be at the par or what society, saw fit was a good image, a good thing to be. So growing up and, again, I'm overeating. I have an athletic build, so I developed really fast. super fast, okay? So dealing with that, dealing with weirdos, dealing with, men who don't know how to control themselves, or we're going for very younger girls, okay? Me having a very low self-esteem because I was chunkier, I'm black, my hair wasn't always as on par as you might say, whatever the case may be. Dealing with all of that, really, that insecurity bubble started very young. Started so young, and I didn't know what to do with it. So here I am picking up the imposter syndrome by the time I am in middle school, right? Because I'm trying to be somebody else. I'm trying to be a out of the popular gang. I want to do all these things to make people see that I am worthy. So again, doing things that totally weren't me, right? Totally trying to kick it with people who weren't me, and mention I'm still young, in middle school. Like, I didn't know anything. I'm young. I'm just trying to figure it out. Barely. Hormones are kicking in. I'm overweight. I'm developed fast. Older men are looking at me a little creepy. All these things are happening. So again, I was put into a cage. My real self was put into a cage because she didn't know how to break free of that at all. It was too much negative stuff coming at her, so we're going to play along like everything is okay. Well, everything wasn't okay during that time. And middle school is where I started to self-harm myself, and trying to take my life. That's tough. Yeah, it's super tough to think about, to know that I was trying to take me out of this world, that I didn't seem like I was good enough, I was fit enough, I was beautiful enough, all those things. Tough. So I was trying to escape. And especially dealing with death at a young age, I was very consumed by it. I was very curious. I wanted to know what it was. Why is God taking away the most beautiful people in my life? Why is God making me develop so fast? And why is all of this going on? Why me? Why me? Why me? It's my fault. That's where, all those different thoughts and, emotions come in, and they do attack. They do. And being young, I didn't have the spirit of a fighter in me yet. I didn't know how to combat those negative thoughts with positivity. So I wanted to escape. I wanted to get out of it the best that I could. And the self-harm was the best that I could, that I thought at the time. The self-harming continued literally all the way through high school. Now, high school is where gears started to churn. Something was starting to change in me. Very, very minute changes, but I noticed a difference now. High school is where I found some of the most amazing friends that I have to this day. High school is where I found my love for sports and medicine and just a new world, okay? But by then, I was already so broken. I already felt that I was so unworthy that I wouldn't show up. I'm gonna be honest, I was not showing up, okay, at all. Things were easy to me. School has always been easy to me. I've always been, an excellent scholar. That was easy for me. But during high school, there was times where I wasn't showing up to class because it was almost too easy, all right? I had got involved with all these extra curricular activities, dance, track, cheer, like the BSU club, like that's Black Student Union Club. I got involved with so many different things, but yet I was still being an imposter. I still wasn't allowing people to come in. I still wasn't letting people know the real Asia. I was masking a lot of things. I was self-harming. I was depressed, sad, had so much anxiety all the time. All the time. But that is where I really found, like, okay, I love anatomy. I had the best anatomy teacher in high school. The best, okay? I like to be physically active, right? But my eating habits are still poor. My mental state is still poor. So I'm not giving it 110% at track practice. I'm not giving it 110 at dance. I'm not giving 110 at cheer because it all came too easy. It was easy for me to be athletic. It was easy for me to go to school. So I gave the bare minimum. And looking back, I'm like, wow, I could have been a runner. She's a track star. Like, I really... Like I really could have. And it just wasn't there for me. It wasn't my time. But during high school, that's when the self-harming stopped. I found things that I really enjoyed, like being athletic, being in the athletic training room, being in the anatomy class, hanging out in physics. Even though I really could not understand physics, I also had the best physics teacher too. So I found things that were clicking, that made sense for me. And again, very minute changes, but the underline of it was I was still sad. I was still depressed. I felt like I didn't have a purpose, and I was still trying to figure it all out. Okay? So fast forward, we're in college now. We know what we want to study: exercise science, kinesiology, physical education. We got that down pack. Again, school was not easy for me. College especially was the by far toughest thing that I've had to do. Okay, and I moved, all right, from California to Virginia to get my education. So that first year in college for me was literally like hell. It was hell. Okay? Hell. All right? Again, I wasn't showing up to class. All right? I had like the lowest of low GPA. I almost got kicked out of school, and I was put on like academic probation my first year, my freshman year of school, because I wasn't showing up. I didn't think I deserved it, right? It's too easy. I don't deserve this, right? So, mentioned self-harming stopped in high school, but the desire for it didn't. I always had thoughts, like, oh, I'm over it, just take me out. And that, I'm thankful for my school, because that is where I realized that I needed to talk about things. I needed to get some things off my chest. And it wasn't talking to my family or my mother. They're always going to have a biased opinion. And remember, Black people do not talk about this stuff. At least not enough for me. So I'm changing that. We definitely do not talk enough about this in our communities. So when I got to school in college, we had things in place like the counseling center, where we had licensed therapists, right, who we would go and be able to talk to. Because again, college is tough. If you've ever been in college, you know what's going on. If you move away, life hands you a tough situation. It doesn't matter what it is. It can be a tough situation. All right. And that's where I found that I did need a therapist. I sought out help because I wasn't doing it on my own. I couldn't do it. And at that time too, my faith with God was very rocky. So I was on a very rocky foundation. Like, if you tipped and put one little finger on me, I'm tipping over the edge. I'm reacting. So having that foundation through college was definitely the start for me. Knowing that there are people out there who are educated and want to propel you forward. So that is where my therapist journey started. So literally all throughout my college education, I spent 5 years in college, 5.5 years in college, and throughout that entire process, I was in that counseling center. I was with my therapist every week, right? And good thing about it, you might want to look into the amazing resources that you have at your colleges and universities, because I guarantee you there's a counseling center. I guarantee you there's a therapist, and you are already paying for it if you're in school, so utilize it, okay? Finals gets tough. Use them. Friendships gets tough. Use them. Relationships get tough. Use them, all right? They are there to help you, okay? So I realized that it was so beneficial to be there to get to talk about certain things. And traumatic things happened while I was in college as well that I had to work through, that I had to grow through, okay? And I'll be honest, thinking about a solid 2 years of being in therapy before it was like, oh, breakthrough, okay? Once I got the breakthrough, we were on a ball. We were on a roll. I started to get more into fitness. Okay, and I mean really get into it, because one, I was already studying. Two, I have the genetics and the athletic ability to do it. And three, I want to be serious. I want to change my life. I want to show up for Asia this time. So that's where the fitness part came in. I was like, I really could do this. I really can change my life. I really can drop some weight. I can change my eating habits, which was the biggest thing, and something that I still definitely have to keep myself in check with, because it's not easy. I like the donuts, the ding dongs, the Oreos, the Lay's potato chips, but I also like my salads, my salmon, my chicken, and keeping it clean, right? So that is where I found the balance. So as I got more into fitness and I started to work out more and I started to see changes, I not only saw changes in my physical, but I also saw changes in my mental and spiritual. Seriously, I did. And as I started working and as I started showing up for more for myself, and as I started showing up more in classes, things started to change. Okay? As I started to show up more for my faith, things started to change. I'm feeling good. I'm looking good. You know, I'm not having all this weight on my shoulders, you know, things of that nature. It felt good. So fitness from there, from I want to say 2015 until present, I've been working. All right, I have been working my butt off. Even so, I've decided to take a next step in this journey and start competing, bodybuilding, and the wellness category. Like, it is really transformed within the last 5 6 years, and also being able to train people. I love training my clients. I love showing them how they can thrive, and love showing them that it is a lot of mentality that goes into it. You have to have the mindset to show up for yourself, because it's you versus you. All right, whatever you're going through, you got to have that mentality that I'm showing up for me. And that's why I'm so thankful that I figured out that having like a therapist and a life coach, is which I currently have right now, is so useful. It is so helpful. It keeps you aligned, it keeps you on track, and keeps you focused. Now again, like I said, it's not like these depression, anxiety, they just goes away, you know. No, it's constant work. It's constant work to always trying to elevate. It's constant work trying to be your best self. It's constant repair, try it out. Oh, that didn't work. Let's try something else. It's constant work. So that's really what I wanted to stress on this video. I can definitely go a little bit more into detail, but that's going to be a very long video. But I really just wanted to share that with you guys, because it's a journey. It really is a journey. But the thing is that you have to show up for yourself. You literally have to remove you out of the way. And that was the hardest thing for me. And I can be honest, I'm still working on it. I'm still very much so working on it. But ever since I've really truly decided to move myself out of the way, it's like a snowball effect. Like, it's just going to keep getting bigger and bigger, and we're just going to grow, we're going to heal, and we're going to thrive together. It's a tough pill to swallow, but it's very rewarding. It's definitely rewarding. So I'm just really, I know I might sound like I'm rambling, but there's just so much, right? It's just so much. There's so many different things and resources to help you if you feel like you are dealing with depression, anxiety, suicidal attempts and thoughts. There's so many resources out there. And that's, you know, wrapping up this video, that's what I want to bring to this channel for you guys, to show you more about really how I do it, how we're going to do it together, and what you could do. And I'm really hoping this empowers you to just get up and do it and remove yourself out of the way. You know, you are not alone in these situations. We've still got major work to do, but I'm completely on your side. I am on my side, and I know we're going to succeed. All right, so thank you so much for watching this video. I am still very much so very nervous about putting it out and just opening up to you guys. I'll be honest, this was a one take, one and done, because I just wanted to be real. I want to come on here and be real with you guys. I really thank you so much. If we want to kind of go deeper and kind of break stages up, like my childhood, you know, high school, college, till present, please let me know. I'm going to be doing more things of showing you how I overcome, like my daily affirmations, the books that I read, my spa days, my workout days, all of the journey getting ready for this competition. I'm putting it all on here, all right? I really want to empower you to thrive in this life and be the best version of you, all right? We're going to do this together. There's no way that we cannot. You are so worthy. You are so loved. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Follow me on all social media. And we are together. You can't leave me now, okay? I can't do this without you. I really can't. So, I'm going to see you guys right back here for another video. Later, Gators.